Hello Rangers, we have returned finally, just in time for Season 25 hitting today. Infestations will be hitting the servers today with a brand new update, brand new scoreboard. And what happens with a brand new update and a brand new scoreboard? It means I want to put out a build video for you guys. So Rangers, what are we doing? And finally, after much demand, updating my Blooded build. I had some suggestions this week. I have a couple of new Blooded builds on the way for different guns, but this is like my meta version that we're going with today, and that is the Blooded Commando build. Everyone's been expecting it. It's really old version I've got updated on here now, but this one's completely up to date. It's ready for Season 25. It is called the Ultimate Commando, of course, and let's get straight into the specials. 10 in strength, 10 in perception, 10 in endurance, 3 in charisma, 4 in intelligence, a 10 in agility, and a 9 in luck. They are your specials for this Blooded Commando build. It does plenty of damage, and there's a lot of survivability in it. You'd be really surprised. So there you go, that is your Blooded Commando build right there. Feel free to pause, take a screenshot of those specials, get your phone out, do whatever you want to do with it. It's completely up to you. Let's get straight into the legendary perk cards. Remember, every endgame build, you need maxed out legendary perk cards. So this is an endgame build. It's not a beginner build, just to stress that. It's strictly, beginners can work towards it, but this is an endgame build and it's tailored towards the blooded people who are endgame. So let's start out from the top. We have a legendary luck there, capped out at 15, rank 4, a legendary endurance, rank 4, a legendary perception, rank 4, a legendary agility, rank 4, a legendary strength, rank 4, and the big one for the damage numbers, especially when you're on a team, is taking 1 for the team, and it take 40% more damage when they attack you if you are on a team. This is about a big damage build. It's about efficiently dealing a lot of damage to get yourself in and out of bad situations, so it's really nice perk, especially for a blooded build. Let's get straight into the perk cards, because we love perk card talk on this channel, so let's get straight to it. Of course, we've got strength maxed out at 15 now because they're a legendary perk card. We've got strong back gain more carry weight based on your strength. Beautiful card. Not a necessary because we are an unyielding blooded build, so you do get extra strength and carry weight, but trust me, I like that carry weight. I like the extra carry weight on top, so I try and keep it always topped up as high as I can, and you'll see later how high my carry weight is. We've got travel and pharmacy weight of all terms, including stim packs, are reduced by 90%. Easy target. Talking about crippling on this build, we'll be crippling for the extra damage on this build, so easy target, plus 75% range damage, 2 cripple targets, so that's really stacking. You're going to see how all the cards marry back up to some of the other cards as we go along. We've got Barbarian, gain damage resistance based on your strength, so the strength is going to be really high, so the damage resistance is going to be really high as well, especially being unyielding, which increases your special stats overall. So the higher that strength, the higher your damage resistance, so Barbarian is essential for a blooded build. We've got Bulletstorm, gain 9% damage per 30 ammo spent, max 10 max stats, so we are using Bulletstorm to gain extra damage over time depending on bullets we spend on this build, so really essential. We have a lock and load, keep half your Bulletstorm stats when you reload, plus 1 reload per stack, really nice there. And we've got Bandolier, ballistic weapon, ammo weighs 9% less, really nice, because I like to carry a lot of 45s for this build. There we go, that's your strength. We've got number cruncher and perception at 15. Next, your weapons have 2% increased damage per AP, because really essential for any commando build that number cruncher is on there for that extra damage. We've got torment, and you do 20% more damage per cripple limit or targeters. As you can see, that's marrying back up with easy target there, so really nice card, and that's now at an extra 20% more damage, and especially against bosses, which is really nice. Any enemies with bigger health bars, torment and really helps for. We've got ground pounder at rank 1. Your small guns reload 10% faster and 10% more hip fire accuracy, so really nice, especially if you're VATs inside the gun itself there, so extra reload speed and extra hip fire accuracy. We've got tank kill, your ranged weapons ignore 40% of armor. Again, really nice to penetrate the enemy and to push the damage numbers up as high as we can. We've got concentrated fire at rank 3, focus fire to gain plus 3 accuracy and damage per shot. Beautiful card going in there. We've got refracture, gain energy resistance based on your perception. Now, you wouldn't normally see this on a blooded build video, because it kind of comes across as a wasted card, but We want as much damage resistance and energy resistance as possible because we are running a blooded build, and blooded builds are not very squishy, but we're trying to make it as squishy as possible. So this is why we have it on. We've got awareness, gain more facts accuracy based on your perception there. So 100% facts accuracy all the time here. It's going to be a real beautiful build, as you will see later. We've got endurance in rank 15, start from the top. Life do a gain more HP per point in endurance. We've got ironclad armor provides 25% more protection, doubled if not wearing a matching set. If wearing a matching set, so we are wearing a matching set of civil engineer, so the damage resistance is really high. We've got iron stomach, increased damage and energy resistance based on endurance while not disease. We're nice again, we're just getting those damage resistance coming through, and that's what endurance is about on this. Putting extra damage resistance on as much as possible, really good. That's the iron stomach. True high curve food and drink weights are reduced by 9%, so we carry as much as we want with extra carry weight. Natural resistance, increased elemental resistances based on endurance while not disease, making ourselves less squishy, more tanky as a blooded. We've got first quencher, increased max AP based on endurance while not disease. As you'll see on this build, our AP number is ridiculously high, and you'll see that as we go along. We've got vaccinate, increased disease resistance based on endurance, really nice to keep those diseases off. Hardy, take 15% less damage from explosions there, just a backup safety tanky card there. Radical, the greater the rads, the greater the strength, max plus 5 strength there. So that radical bumping in there, once that bumps in, you see a carry weight jump up. The higher the strength, the higher your carry weight. Stats genes will never mutate from rads, and Radaway will never cure mutations. Essential card there. We've got rejuvenate, you gain increased benefits from being well fed or hydrated, meaning less squishy, more XP, more AP, more intelligence, more charisma. Everything across the board being fully fed. We've got charisma there at rank 3. Strange in numbers, positive mutation effects are plus 25% stronger if teammates are mutated too. Almost guaranteed because most people are running mutants. We've got Tenderizer. Each attack makes sure target take increased damage. So every bullet they take, every piece of damage they take, the numbers are going up and up and up and up. Really, really nice. And then we've got Intelligence at rank 4. Really low, but you'll see why. Because we don't really need it that much. We're not in an energy weapon build. We've got Nerd Rage. While your health is low, gain increased damage and AP regen. Beautiful, beautiful card there. That extra damage and AP regen is crazy on this build. We've got good food with salt. Food in your inventory will spawn 9% less, so your food will last longer. Next, we have agility at round 15. Really important place to be for us now to talk about now, because this is the place where we will be getting our damage numbers. That those damage numbers will marry back up with strength cards and marry back up with perception cards as well. So we're starting from the top. Modern Renegade at a rank 1 only. Small guns gain plus 10% hip fire accuracy and plus 25% limb damage for that extra limb damage coming through. We've got Gunslinger at a rank 1. Your range weapons do plus 6 weak spot damage there, just at a rank 1, but it's just going to be enough, as you will see. We've got Gunslinger Expert, plus 1 range weak spot damage per onslaught stat, plus 3 map stats. We've got Guerrilla Expert, plus 1 reload speed per onslaught stat, plus 3 map stats. We have a Guerrilla Master, plus 5 range damage to close enemies per onslaught stat, plus 5 max stats. So we're stacking those furious stats there, which is going to give us so much damage. And then we have Enforcer around 3. Your small guns gain a 50% stagger chance and a plus 75% limb damage. So the more limb damage we do, the more crippling we do, and the more damage we do when we cripple enemies on the limb damage. We've got going through for that quick fat swap targets on kill with plus 30% damage to your next target. Real beautiful card there. And adrenaline gain plus 10 damage per kill while on a kill streak, which is an absolute guarantee on this build, and absolutely beautiful. So plenty of damage there. Plenty of damage numbers, and really high for our AP and agility being rank 15 as well. And we've got luck at 14. Grim Reaper's Sprint. Any killing fats restores action points based on your luck. We won't run out of fats on this build again. This is another blooded infinite fats build. Really nice. And you know, because a fat's going to be so high anyway, because our specials get shot up because we are an unyielding build anyway. It's going to be really, really great, you will see. We've got better criticals. Fats criticals now do plus 100% damage maxed out there. Really nice for the fat criticals. Serpentity. while below 30% health, gain a chance to evade based on luck, almost a guarantee because of how high our luck's going to be. Class 3, the negative effects of mutations are reduced by 75%, really nice. We've got critical savvy. Critical, it's now only consuming 55% of your critical meter, really nice. More criticals, more damage over time, means quicker we kill enemies, and especially boss enemies. Especially for infestations coming through, there's going to be a lot of world bosses coming through now, a lot of big groups coming through, so this is going to be a really essential build going into the next update. We've got Junk Shield. Gain resistance is based on your luck and amount of junk held. Beautiful card. We want this, especially as Blooded. We want to be tanky, so carry 100 pieces of junk, means extra damage resistances. We've got 4-leaf clover. Misses infats now contributes to your critical meter based on your luck. So if by chance you miss infats, boom, 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 the critical meters go stack up. And they are your perk cards for this brilliant, brilliant Blooded Commando build that I'm about to show you. Feel free to do as much as you want with them, changing about as much as you want. If there's anything you would change, as always, leave a comment. Tell me what I'm doing wrong with this and tell me what I'm doing right. I do not mind. So there we go. Let's go straight into the stats next. Our stats, let's see where we finish off at. Our health is at 101, really low, but don't worry about that. But look at our AP, 542, and when you're in a team, that will shoot straight up to a 600. Base damage for the gun we're using right now is 138. Damage resistance is 765. Poison resistance 151. Fire resistance 286. Energy resistance 914. Chiral 130. Radiation resistance 303. Really nice there. The effects in play, let's talk about, we've got active on, but active won't be essential, but we'll talk about our armor when we get to it. We are fully fed, activating a perk card there, what we have on, which is plus 45% health, plus 2 strength, plus 5% disease resistance, and let's talk about mutations next. Remember, not all mutations will work for you, but I have some on that are not necessarily, but I just don't want to take them all off to change it. But feel free to put on the mutations you really want. I'll tell you which ones are really essential for this build and which ones aren't. Next, first we have Adrenal Reaction, plus 5% damage per kill while on a kill streak. I am so sorry I've just come out of that. Do apologise about that. Plus 5 damage per kill while on a kill streak. So that'll be marrying up with Adrenal perk card as well, giving you extra damage. We've got Bird Bones, which is another essential card for plus 4 agility right there. We've got Chameleon to become invisible when unarmed and stationary, not really essential. We've got Eagle Eyes, essential card now, plus 50% critical damage, plus 4 perception there. Really, really nice card, really essential. And we've got Egghead for that plus 6 intelligence, meaning extra XP. We've got Electronically Charged, 40% chance to deal 25% energy damage to melee attackers. We've got Emph for the plus 6% damage taken, but minus 25% team damage taken. So really nice card for quality of life, running with your team card there. We've got Healing Factor, plus 3 health regen. We're a hero before for 2 times benefits from veggies. Just veggies do provide a lot of great benefits if you are using food and buffs. Marsupial, essential card for plus 20% carry weight, plus 300% jump height. Plague Walker, not really essential, so we'll not be really calling that out. Scaly Skin, essential card, plus 50% energy and damage resistance, but you do lose 12 AP, but as you see already, the AP is ridiculously high already, but we want to be tanky, so Scaly Skin is essential there. Speed Demon, essential mutation, plus 30% reload speed, plus 20% move speed, plus 30% hunger and thirst while moving, don't worry about that. Talons is not really an essential card, so don't worry about that. We don't want that one. And then we've got Twisted Muscles for the plus 25% melee damage, but essentially the plus 50% limb damage, which is really, really essential there. And that is what we want with the extra limb damage. So they are your mutations. Change them about as much as you want, but don't worry. Do not worry about that. They are your mutations. Jot them down, put the ones on you want and put the ones on you don't, because trust me, we're going to be doing plenty of damage anyway. So let's go into the weapon of choice. We're going to be doing it different stages. I want to show you from the actual armor workbench and show you the effects this time. So I'm upgrading how I show you my weapons going forward. So first and foremost, let's go straight into the weapon of choice, and it is the Cursed Elder's Mark, of course. Cursed Elder's Mark being the meta, but strangely, I'm not using Furious for this Blooded build, even though Furious would acquire you more damage over time, but I'm using a quad because I'm using Bullet Storm, but you can essentially use Furious with a Bullet Storm build as well, so don't worry about that. So first and foremost, we have quad 300% ammo capacity, meaning that essentially I'm getting my full stack of 10 on my Bullet Storm for that extra damage. It is a rapid to push those bullets out quicker for the plus 25% weapon speed. Two important cards coming up now, especially for the AP and being in VATS. VATS optimised for the minus 35% action points cost, and Conductor, critical hits restore 10%, 10 health and action points instantly, and 100 more over 5 seconds for players and teammates with a 100-foot radius, essentially never ever running out of VATS, which is really great and makes it into easy mode. Essentially, it is a cursed weapon for that plus 35% weapon damage, plus 15% attack speed, and minus 15% durability, but we're going to negate that durability with the armor we are wearing. So let's get straight into it. What modifications I have there? I have a hardened receiver on. Hardened receiver providing you extra damage there on plus 20% recoil, but do not worry about that. So we have the hardened receiver on. The short light barrel for the plus 25% hip fire accuracy, making it even more accurate than it already is. So accuracy currently in VATS is 67, so it's already essentially incredibly high. We have a short stock there for the plus 4 stability, minus 50% recoil, plus 20% melee damage, but don't worry about that, we don't really need to worry. But I would change that definitely into a recoil composite stock for that plus 25% hip fire accuracy and a minus 15% recoil there. Next, we have the large drum for the plus 100% ammo capacity. So extra ammo capacity is guaranteeing us once again to definitely get our Bullet Storm stacked no matter what. So I have the large drum on there. We've got the glow sight for that extra VATS accuracy, but it also brings down the AP cost as well. So as you see here, if I put reflex sight dot on, it may do 15% better aim speed and sighted accuracy, but it bumps up our AP cost by 3, putting it to 11, so we want to keep it as low as possible. And then we have the suppressor for that extra damage if you are sneaking anywhere, so you can make yourself into a true stealth commando there, completely up to you, but you could essentially change that to the compensator or the muzzle brake. Is completely up to you depending on how much more accuracy and range you want. I like to keep suppressor on just in case I'm sneaking for that extra damage there. So that is your tier list elders mark for this build. Again, let's get straight into the armor next. Again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to go to the armor bench so to actually show you this time better way. We've got a civil engineer on, as you can see, and beautiful armor set. Really nice meta. Secret Service is still really good. Brotherhood of Steel, Brotherhood Recon armor is still really good, but for this I choose this especially for the cursed weapons, because the effect of Civil Engineer is a 10% chance of 150 fire damage to melee attackers, but weapons break 35% slower on a full set stat. So as you see, the little flag there is filled in, meaning that the effect is active right now on Civil Engineer. Civil Engineer, really essential, really love it very much. Keep it on. So what we're running on this, we are running Unyielding, gain up to plus 3 to all special stats except endurance while health is low. Plus, currently it is 2, it should be 3. So I'll bump that up in a minute and put my rads up. So when you've got your rads and your health down to a certain amount, that'll be plus 3, really nice. Bumping up all your stats, meaning essentially more damage, more strength, more intelligence, more agility, more AP. Beautiful. And it's a powered for the plus 5 action point regen. And we have active on. Now, active is ridiculously hard to come across, so I would recommend you switch this out if you don't have it technically to true hikers. If you do have true hikers, I would essentially put true hikers on for the extra reduced chem weights across the board, because active's hard to get. But for the sake of, if you do have active and you are truly engaged with active on, get active on for that max AP increase by 20%, because essentially you will never run out of AP at that point. But other than that, do put true hikers on as your backup option. For my 4-star, remember 4 stars after season 25's update, and with infestations coming, 4-star modifications will be so much easier to acquire going forward. So here we go. You'll be able to get these sort of things if you are not inside the raid. So what can you get? It is a tanky. I'm using tanky. And what does tanky do? Plus 200 damage resistance for 10 seconds while standing still. 20-second cooldown, up to 1000 on a full stack. And because we are a blooded build, tank is in great effect here for us, especially when we're stood still and shooting. So really put tanks on, especially for a blooded build. It's really going to help. A lot of people would say put ranges on for the extra damage, but I'd say because we are squishy, I'd say definitely put a tanky on for the extra damage resistance, especially on a full stack. I have butt rest on for the extra damage resistance. Deep pocket because we love carry weight. I got a radiant paint on because I like the radiant paint. So straight across the board, it is completely the same bar one, because on one of them I have limit breaker on for each one armor piece reduced the cost of critical hits by minus 10% up to 50% max stats. So I've decreased my critical hits by minus 10%, which is really nice, and that's that on that. But across the board, they all have a plus 20 AP, max AP, and plus 25% across the board on the AP regen, straight across the board there. My under armor of choice on this, standard line, because I haven't unlocked all the linings yet, but more importantly, I have the marine style one. Why is that? Extra strength, plus 4 strength, plus 3 endurance, meaning more survivability, and plus 3 agility. What does that mean? More agility means even more AP on top of AP. I use a high capacity backpack for the plus 60% carry weight. Mutants backpack, that's just a flare though, so don't worry about that. It is a high capacity backpack for the extra carry weight there. And that is everything I use on there for my backpack, under armor and armor. Highly essential that I would use civil engineer for something like this for that extra weapons break slower there. And definitely tankers for that extra damage resistance. Now, that is our weapons and armor completely done. So what we're going to do, we're going to check that we're fully fed. I think I have a perfect bubble drum somewhere. If not, perfect bubble drum. I don't. Let's take some popcorn. Just to fill my health up. And let's get out to testing. So of course we'll test everything, but let's get our unyielding effect to the highest possible stat we can. And unyielding, yep, currently plus 3 now, so unyielding is in full effect. So we've got 5, 9, 1 AP there, in crazy stuff there. So let's go first and foremost, go and see our boys in green and see how it does against them. Do bear with me, I have a very serious controller drift at the moment. So if I do drift in and out, you know why. So I'll do a grunt hunt and let's see if we can do a headhunt solo with this build. Pray, pray, pray we can. I think we can. I've done it before. Let's go and see our boys in green first. Let's test it out. Look at that. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Our squishy boys themselves, the boys in green. Now let's go and do actual endgame content. Let's try it out on a Deathclaw, endgame armored Deathclaws up here, which are plus 100 health. Let's test it out on them. I hope you're really enjoying this bloody commando build. As you can see there, I just rinsed everything. They were melting basically. Might as well have been a plasma gun. Let's get one of our boys to spawn. Straight down. But But sadly, the Deathclaw gave me a nice slap across the face there. Of course did. But if I'm not caught off guard like I was, definitely the Deathclaw would not know what day of the week it was. Like you say, Deathclaw does not stand a chance unless he comes at you from behind. Boo-hoo. Things happen. Let's get our radiation back down there. Sad state of affairs there, getting caught out, but it's bound to happen. It is Fallout 76. You will get caught with your pants down sometimes. Let's go into grunt hunts and head hunts for the test to truly see the full force of this build on endgame. Oh, we do have a wanted poster while we're here. Let's get out there and get it done. The worst place to do a headhunt. I hate this place. Any other place but this place for a headhunt, I would say. Let me know which places you don't like going to for a headhunt, but this is one of my particular areas that I do not enjoy going to for a headhunt. Crazy. I'm like really scared to how much damage I'm doing. And the FAT's accuracy is just absolutely wild as well. As you can see there, we only had a 39% accuracy, but it was still doing great things. That's your solo headhunt there. Never ran out of FATs the whole time. Let's keep going. Whoa. Excuse me, sir. Absolutely just melting enemies away there. Crazy, that's a solo headhunt. Easy peasy. How much damage did we lose on there? Not that much. Absolutely crazy solo headhunt there. Let's go into a grunt hunt to finish. Did you see that? We've got 591 AP, and this is before we are essentially inside the team ourselves. Absolutely crazy stuff. And this is without chems, no buffs or anything like that. I've not even been on a buff machine yet. Imagine the length and strength of my AP if we could get it there. Let's see where we are going. Oh, Rust Kingdom. Really nice. Let's finish it off in the Rust Kingdom. I like going to the Rust Kingdom. Plenty of enemies here, plenty of XP. But as you see there, you can solo endgame content with this build. I died once, but that's just, you know, a Deathclaw decided to be an idiot with me and just slapped me from behind. Cheap shot. But what I'm going to do before we end this video, I just want to go and see what the AP would be like with inside a real world team as well. Because currently we are at 592. Wild stuff. And look at Fat's accuracy. Like I said, if this gun was actually furious, the damage you'd be doing would be crazy. But for comfortability, I like to stay with inside quad. But for you, you do as you wish. Ouch! Another crazy boy there. Melee attackers, beasts. But we are blooded build, so we are naturally going to be squishy, squishy, squishy. As you can see there as well, the critical meter is never ever running out. Again, my friend again. But just to say, if it weren't for everything else, we are still essentially quite squishy, but if you can get yourself out of those silly situations like me, you'll be perfectly fine. As you saw, we did just solo a headhunt. Of course, he's a melee attacker, so we're gonna be really cheap. And that's our boy done. Well, there we go. Infinite fats, blooded, crazy damage. And that's us. Do you know something? I think we did really well with that blooded build. Apart from our little mishaps there. This is my blooded build for 2026 and especially for season 25. I really hope once the update hits today, you are able to implement this build as best you can. Because you know something, it's going to look really great. And you know something, I really hope it helps you. And I hope this is the next blooded build that's out there that is really popular. Thank you so much and I'll see you in the next video. And I'll see you with a conversation about season 25 later. After I put this video up, we'll be talking about season 25 update and what to expect and what I think you should do before season 25 hits. But more importantly, watch this video and try and get this build ready, blooded build ready for the next update. Thank you so much and I'll see you in the next one.